Game. Give Canisius credit. They shot the ball really well from the three. When a team shoots 11 for 22, it's hard to beat. I thought we had some breakdowns defensively. When you score 80 points, you should win. But our defense, wasn't very good. And like I said, give Canisius credit. I thought they made some tough shots. I thought we showed some toughness coming back. Hit some shots at the end and make it a game. But we got to get better. We know we have a long way to go. Guys are still learning. We didn't really execute, both offensively and defensively. We're going to get better with our fundamentals. But I thought we showed some toughness. We fought back, but we got to get better. We got to get better.
Coach, you went from toward the end of regulation up 65-68 to when Chad banked in the jumper to down 76-68 toward the end of OT. What do you do? I mean, you mentioned the defensive breakdowns. Was it more of that? Was it just
no? They hit some shots. They hit some shots. They hit a big shot when I think we were up by 5, and they hit a shot, big three. We missed some shots. They made some shots, and that's what happens when you win. You make the shots. When you lose, you don't. But we missed some shots, and they made some big shots.
At the starting of overtime, what did Canisius do at the start of overtime to limit your team's offensive chances?
We scored 14 points in 5 minutes. So if you times that by 4, that's you're talking about 56 points. If my math is right. So it wasn't from an offensive standpoint; it was defensive. We gave up 18 points in 5 minutes, and that's the difference. It wasn't offense. Like I said, we scored 80 points. If you score 80 points, you should win. But we didn't defend, and like I said, they made some tough shots, and give them credit. But we got to be better on the defensive end.
Coach, on the stretch of the second half, why did you kind of choose to favor Chad over maybe Anwar?
It's just decision we made.
And Coach, Jan got off to a really good start early in the game, had a quick 5 points, and then didn't really see the floor much afterwards. How come?
He got 2 fouls, and he got a third one early in the second half.
You mentioned, just defensively. I mean, for a while, I think despite some of the threes they had, you guys were, they had 61 points with 2 minutes left in regulation. Well, I guess what specifically do you think it was that led to kind of the breakdowns?
They made threes. That's the difference. They made some threes. And we had to foul at the end, but they made threes. Made some big shots.
Anquan seemed really active there in the first half. What did you like out of him today?
He's active. He still has to get stronger and learn, what he's doing. Not like all of our guys. But yeah, he did some good stuff for us.
This question's for either of the players. Why was it important for your team to play in this type of game, one that was high intensity and went down to the wire?
Being a young team, some people haven't experienced this yet, so this was a good first test. I mean, we failed obviously, but it's all right. We're gonna learn from it. We're gonna go back to the gym, practice, and just execute better.
Like you said, it was just experience, so we can't hang our hands about it. We're just gonna get back in the gym and work on the things we need to work on.
Daryl, in those last 5 minutes of regulation, then going into overtime, how are you kind of able to find your shot there a little bit after a tough start in the first 35 minutes?
Not really sure. I was trying to get into a rhythm. Had some open looks and just having to knock them down to just start falling.
Daryl, you might have viewed it as maybe a little too late at that point, but going forward, do you think that last little stretch you had at the end is something that can kind of ignite you and propel you and get you going?
Yeah, I got to be consistent from the start of the game. I can't wait that long, but it's going to hurt us as a team. But we're just going to learn from it. We're going to go back and get better.
Coach, it kind of gets lost in a loss, but the production again that centers, Anwar and Chad both really showing some stuff inside. The forwards with what Anquan has shown so far, what the little bit that Jan has done. How promising is that to see?
Yeah, it's promising. We're young. We're going to make mistakes, and we got to grow. The big guys, offensively they were productive. They just got to do a better job. Rebounding. We only had 6 rebounds from those guys inside. But we're young. We're going to make some mistakes, and we made certainly made mistakes today. And we got to grow from them. We got to learn. We got to get, as these guys said, we got to get back in the gym and get better.
Did Canisius, their outside shooting that show up a lot in scouting them, or did they surprise you much with that?
No, they shot 33 against Youngstown State, so we knew that they were a guard-oriented team. that, you know, the goal was to try to limit their threes, and, you know, and like I said, we were out with some of them. The big guys surprised us. They made a couple. You know, 25. Long made a big one at the end. We knew they were a good shooting team, and that's one of the keys was to try to limit their 3-point shooting. We didn't do it very